kill every down, you'll approach a weird little dead end and there will be a hole that you fall down. You shouldn't die, but if you do, damn. Now, as stated in the beginning of this video, do kill everything in here, because if you don't, they will run up on you and murder you for not doing so. There is a lever up there. That's our main focus to pull, because the Wakizashi is locked behind a jail cell. Before you drop down here, there'll be an enemy to your right and one below, so make sure you kill that. After doing so, you're gonna go ahead and make your way down to your left, and the Wakizashi's location will actually be in the second jail cell to your left. However, it's locked. Just like I stated before, we have to pull the lever. Keep making your way down and be careful of the enemies on your left. If you don't aggro them, they will not chase you down, and then just keep going towards your right. When you keep going all the way up there, eventually you'll see this rat right in front of you. If you look towards your left, there'll be a big dad rat over there, and then there'll be a small rat, and then if you look to your right, there'll be two small rats. I recommend killing them, because if you rush through this little hole area up here, they'll actually keep going up and you'll probably die for it. There'll be three little boys in here with the little jumpy attacks. Make sure you kill them. Make your way up the stairs.
Grace to reload the game, then talk with Fia again. Rinse and repeat this process until Fia starts her dialogue with sleep when defeated. The final boss in the Kefra Aqueduct. Start at the Ancestral Woods and travel northeast past the Spirit Jellyfish. The entrance to the aqueduct is cleverly hidden behind a ledge. The remembrance of the Lich Dragon when defeated. Afterwards, you'll find the mending rune of the death of picking. Truly completing Thea's quest will require a trip to the Seofra Aqueduct. Truly completing Thea's quest will require a trip to the Seofra Aqueduct. Start at the Ancestral Woods and travel northeast past the Spirit Jellyfish. Aqueduct. Now, a quick warning while heading into the aqueduct, I'm not certain that Thea is dead in her current state. That being said, completing this next step will definitely cause her to die, and not in a kind way. If you want, you can always hold off on this next step until just before going to New Game Plus. As far as I know, it can be done at any point in the game, even after picking an ending. You'll locate an NPC right near the entrance to a boss room where 2 gargoyles can be fought. The NPC is Dee's twin brother. If you give him the twinned armor set, he will weakly utter Dee's real name, and you will unlock the Inner Order gesture. As a side note, if you can defeat the pair of gargoyles in the nearby boss room, you'll gain access to another way of reaching Deep Root Depths. That being said, we've already gotten to Deep Root Depths, so defeating the gargoyles is totally optional. After handing over the armor, return to Thea in Deep Root Depths. You'll find her slain by Dee's twin brother. You can pick up Thea's item set at this point, sans her undergarments, which have tragically been cut from the game. The brother will spit obscenities directed at Thea when spoken to, and it's really tempting to just strike him down. However, personally, that sort of breaks a cardinal rule of mine, so I didn't do that myself. Instead, I just spoke through all of his dialogue, then rested at the nearby site of grace. Doing so causes Dee's brother to vanish, leaving behind the twinned armor set along with a new addition, the Inseparable Sword. And that is the end of Thea's questline. With those quests concluded, we can return to the mountaintops of the Giants. First off, if you inherited the Frenzied Flame, you can find the Ronin's armor set and Iron Casa where Shabriri was previously located. Alternatively, you can attack and defeat Shabriri for the armor. As far as I know, attacking Shabriri doesn't have any ramifications down the line. But like with most things in Elden Ring, I am not absolutely certain. Nearby in the Zammer Ruins, you can get the Smithing Stone Miner's Bell Bearing 3, which will go a long way in allowing you to upgrade your favorite weapons. Its location is somewhat hidden, so I'll show a quick walkthrough on how to get to it. Hidden, which will go nearby. But like with most things in Elden Ring, Fury doesn't have any ramifications down the line. But like with most things in Elden Elden Ring, effectively armor set giants. First off, with those the inseparable steep will this pardon, and it's really item set at 3 depths. You'll find it optional. That being by boss room, you'll get weekly of the NPC is Dee's twin brother. If you give him the twinned armor set, he will weekly utter Dee's real name, and you will unlock the inner order gesture. As a side note, if you can defeat the pair of gargoyles in the nearby boss room, you'll gain access to another way of reaching deeper depths. That being said, we've already gotten to deeper depths, so defeating the gargoyles is totally optional. After handing over the armor, return to Thea in deeper depths. You'll find her slain by Dee's twin brother. You can pick up Thea's item set at this point, sans her undergarments, which have tragically been cut from the game. The brother will spit obscenities directed at Thea when spoken to, and it's really tempting to just strike him down. However, personally, that sort of breaks a cardinal rule of mine, so I didn't do that myself. Instead, I just spoke through all of his dialogue, then rested at the nearby site of grace. Doing so causes Dee's brother to vanish, leaving behind the twinned armor set along with a new addition, the inseparable sword. And that is the end of Thea's questline. With those quests concluded, we can return to the mountaintops of the giants. First off, if you inherited the Frenzied Flame, you can find the Ronin's armor set and Iron Casa where Shabriri was previously located. Alternatively, you can attack and defeat Shabriri for the armor. As far as I know, attacking Shabriri doesn't have any ramifications down the line. But like with most things in Elden Ring, I am not absolutely certain. Nearby in the Zama ruins, you can get the Smithing Stone Miner's Bell Bearing 3, which will go a long way in allowing you to upgrade your favorite weapons. Its location is somewhat hidden, so I'll show a quick walkthrough on how to get to it. Next, make your way northeast from the Snow Valley ruins to the Freezing Lake site of Grace. You'll want to a strong active war to a weapon you are proficient with. From there, travel up and around to the north, then move along the ridge westward until arriving at a broken bridge. A straight invisible bridge connects it to the side of the heretical rise towards the southeast. There's an invisible staircase that is connected near the end of the bridge. It leads up to the heretical rise's second floor, and the falling snow should be lit. If you can't see the snow, you will to find the way. Stepping foot into the rise will open a magic seal. Be on guard for enemies as you make your way through the structure. At the top of the rise, you'll find the magic seal place legendary sorcerer. And if you keep going along with the steps, you will the last legendary spot, and you will unlock the ability. You may want to take a chance to have a side path to rise towards the Prioritize eliminating the 2 dogs near Organthi before fighting him yourself. Organthi drops the one-eyed shield when defeated. Nearby, there is a tower you can climb to the top of with the giant's prayer book. Move south across the giant chain to reach the giant's grave post. The Church of Repose is located a bit further to the southwest. Go there to be invaded by Okina. When defeated, he will drop the Okina mask along with the Rivers of Blood katana. Inside the Church of Repose, you'll find the last sacred tier needed to upgrade your Flask of Tears to maximum potency at plus 12. We will return to this location once we are ready to face off with the Fire Giant, but that won't be until after we've completely explored the Hallowed Tree, which is where we are going next. have any ramifications. If you quests concluded, full sword. And that is the end of Via's questline. With those quests concluded, we can return to
burn the Erd tree to the ground and incinerate all that divides and distinguishes. Ah, may chaos take the world. May chaos take the world!
to the mountaintops of the Giants. First off, if you inherited the Frenzied Flame, you can find the Ronin's armor set and Iron Casa where Shabriri was previously located. Alternatively, you can attack and defeat Shabriri for the armor. As far as I know, attacking Shabriri doesn't have any ramifications down the line, but like with most things in Elden Ring, I am not absolutely certain. Nearby in the Zamor ruins, you can get the Smithing Stone Miner's Bell Bearing 3, which will go a long way in allowing you to upgrade your favorite weapons. Its location is somewhat hidden, so I'll show a quick walkthrough on how to get to it. Next, make your way northeast from the Snow Valley ruins to the Freezing Lake Site of Grace. You'll want to equip the Hoarfrost Stomp Ash of War to a weapon you are proficient with. From there, travel up and around to the north, then move along the ridge westward until arriving at a broken bridge. A straight invisible bridge connects it to the side of the Heretical Rise towards the southeast. There's an invisible staircase that is connected near the end of the bridge. It leads up to the Heretical Rise's second floor, and the falling snow should reveal it. If you can't see the snow, then use the Hoarfrost Stomp Ash of War to guide the way. Stepping foot into the rise will open the magic seal near the entrance. From there, you'll want to equip the northeast from the Snow Valley ruins to the Freezing Lake Site of Grace. You'll want to equip the Hoarfrost Stomp Ash of War to a weapon you are proficient with. From there, travel up and around to the north, then move along the ridge westward until arriving at a broken bridge. bridge. To the heretical rise's second floor, and the falling snow should reveal. If you can't see the snow, then use the forecast. The falling snow should be the end of the bridge. It leads up to the heretical rise's second floor, and the falling snow should reveal it. If you can't see the snow, then use the Hoarfrost Stomp Ash of War to guide the way. Stepping foot into the rise will open a magic seal near the entrance. Be on guard for enemies as you make your way through the structure. At the top of the rise, you'll find the Founding Rain of Stars legendary sorcery. And if you've been following along with this guide series, then this will be the last legendary spell, and you will unlock the related achievement or trophy. You may want to take a few minutes to travel south from the heretical rise towards the Giant's Grave Post. You'll get the map for the eastern mountaintops there, which will make navigation easier. Afterwards, return to where the invisible bridge to the heretical rise started and head further southwest past the Snow Valley Ruins overlook. Cross a bridge to further southwest past the Snow Valley Ruins overlook. Cross a bridge to reach the Stargazer's ruins. There, you'll find a spirit jellyfish that can speak. Summon your own spirit jellyfish from the ashes that Roderica gave you early on in the game. This will unlock the fancy spin gesture and open the seal to the Stargazer's ruins, where you can get the Primal Glintstone Blade Talisman.
You find me here. No time to waste. Let's see the stars.
Moving southeast, you'll find a second bridge. Corrin and Goldmask will both be there, and you should speak with each. If you still have the Tonic of Forgetfulness from Tanith, you can try to give it to Corrin. He will refuse, but you will get some unique dialogue. You will also keep the tonic in your inventory. Despite his refusal, trying to give Corrin the tonic will cause him to stay at this location for the end of his quest, rather than move to the capital of Ash. On the whole, it's fairly trivial, but I am going to do it. Go back to the freezing lake site of Grace and travel towards the east with a slight tilt to the south. A short distance away, you should spot an invisible treasure scarab. It will drop the Seppuku Ash of War when defeated. At the far southeast of the freezing lake, you'll find the first Church of Marika. The Somberstone Miner's Bell-bearing 3 will be on a body outside, and there will be a sacred tier inside. Next, travel west to the Guardian's garrison. We will quickly make our way through to reach Chief Guardian Organthe, a hostile NPC. Prioritize eliminating the 2 dogs near Arganthy before fighting him yourself. Arganthy drops the one-eyed shield when defeated. Nearby, there is a tower you can climb to the top of to get the Giant's Prayer Book. Move south across the Giant Chain to reach the Giant's Grave Post. The Church of Repose is located a bit further to the southwest. Go there to be invaded by Okina. When defeated, he will drop the Okina Mask along with the Rivers of Blood Katana. Inside the Church of Repose, you'll find the last sacred tier needed to upgrade your Flask of Tears to maximum potency at plus 12. You can climb to the freezing lake site of Grace and travel towards the east with a slight tilt to will drop lake beyond a body outside, and there will be a safely make our way through to reach Chief Guardian Arganthy to the Guardian's garrison.
Spoken echoes of Queen Marika linger here as well. Shall I share them with you? Of course. Tell me if you...
We will quickly make our way through to reach Chief Guardian Arganthy, a hostile enemy. see. There is a move south across the giant chain to reach the giant's grave post. The Church of Repose is located a bit further to the southwest. Go there to be invaded by Okina. When defeated, he will drop those. You'll find the last. We will return to this your flask of tears to maximum potency fire giant, but that until after we've completely explored the Halictree, which is where we are going next. To that end, fast travel back to the Snow Valley Ruins Overlook, then head a short distance west before descending down the slopes to the northeast towards Castle Sol. In this walkthrough segment, we'll get the second Stormhawk axe, then make our way to the Church of the Eclipse. I was getting a little tired of the Godslayer's Greatsword, so I upgraded the two Stormhawk axes to +9 and started using those. Within the church, you'll find the Eclipse Shotel, one of the legendary armaments. Grab it, then continue through the rest of the castle. The spectral knights that spawn near the entrance to the boss room are a real pain. In order to avoid having to deal with them, activate the lift near the boss room. This lift is easy to reach from the Castle Sol main gate site of Grace and will bypass those pesky enemies. The boss, Commander Nile, is guarding the left half of the Halictree medallion. He's similar to Commander O'Neill from the Swamps of Aeonia. The major difference is that Nile inflicts chill instead of Scarlet Rot and has two spectral banished knights to help him in the fight. I definitely recommend a strong level 10 summons to assist in taking him down, such as the Black Knife Tish, Dung Eater Puppet, or Mimic Tear. Also, if you can get a Bewitching Branch off on one of the two Spectral Banished Knights, it will help turn the numbers advantage to your favor. If you want to try it for yourself, you can purchase up to 5 Bewitching Branches from the Nomadic Merchant near Bellum Church in Liurnia. Personally, I found that the Stormhawk Axe skill makes very quick work of the Spectral Knights. Commander Nile drops the Veteran's Prosthesis when defeated, and also makes the Veteran's Armor Set available for purchase from Finger Reader Enya at Roundtable Hold. After defeating Nile, ascend the tower to the north using the lift and retrieve the left half of the Halictree medallion. As a quick aside, it was after fighting Commander Nile that I decided I needed more help. So I underwent Rebirth and invested the most points into Vigor, followed by Strength, Dexterity, and finally Endurance. After all was said and done, I was around level 90 and had a Vigor stat of 50. Now that we have the complete Halictree medallion, go to the Grand Lift of Rolled site of Grace to use it. Stand where you are prompted to use the Rolled medallion. Instead of that though, flip through the options and you should get the option to hoist the secret medallion. Doing so will take you to the hidden path to the Halictree. This is a whole explorable dungeon with invisible platforms. It can be explored at any time. For now, we will just run straight to the exit. Once you get to the site of grace, the next step is to get through the snowfields, but extremely low visibility can make that difficult. You're supposed to follow the lights on the ground to make your way through, but honestly it's easier to just take a straight path. All that is required is to use the compass on your HUD. Starting from the cave opening, head almost directly north with a slight tilt towards the east. You should quickly reach the consecrated snowfield site of grace. From there, you will want to head as directly north as you can manage. You should be able to travel a pretty far distance without any obstacles. Eventually, a cluster of rocky formations that are directly in your path will become visible. Skirt around the right side to make a safe drop down to the ground below. Then head one notch to the northwest to find the inner consecrated snowfield site of grace a very short distance away. Visibility will clear up substantially when you move north from this location. Next, grab the map fragment a little further north, then double back to the frozen river and travel up along it towards the northwest. You'll pass by a spot where Anastasia Tarnished Eater should invade. This is the final location that Anastasia will invade at, and she will drop a somber ancient dragon smithing stone when defeated. From there, travel west. You'll be invaded by the Sanguine Noble near a large tree surrounded by red foliage. He is very similar to Bloodyfinger Nereus and will drop the Sanguine Noble armor set when defeated. Just beyond him, near the west ridge of this area, you'll find the transporter that allows all players to access the Mogwin Palace location. The final boss in this location, Mog Lord of Blood, can be fought at any time. However, there are two major tasks that you'll want to complete beforehand. First, we will get the White Mask and War Surgeon armor set. Starting at the Palace Approach site of grace, you'll want to eliminate the giant crow on the nearby landmass, otherwise it will get in the way. To do this, equip a crossbow and wield it with two hands. Then sit down at the site of grace and immediately stand back up. Move over to a specific spot at the ledge, aim, and shoot the bird as it walks into sight, weaving the bolt or arrow between the tree branches. This should goad the bird into running off the cliff, but you can repeat the process if it doesn't work the first time. Once that is taken care of, start heading down the path to the north and stick left until you find a pathway leading west. Follow it and jump over a ledge to land in the clearing below. This is where that crow would have been if we didn't already handle it. Travel south along the cliffside until you reach a secluded spot behind a massive tree. At this point, you should be invaded by a nameless White Mask NPC. You'll need to defeat them to obtain the White Mask along with the rest of the War Surgeon armor set. There are actually 3 nameless White Mask invaders in this area, but only this specific one drops the mask and armor, so make sure you're going for the right one. Return to the Palace Approach and travel to the northwest, eventually curving counterclockwise to reach the Dynasty Mausoleum entrance. You'll find the map for this location on a body just before reaching the site of grace. From there, head through the mausoleum until reaching the midpoint site of grace. A red summoning sign should appear on the ground a few steps from the site of grace. Use the summoning sign to invade, then defeat White Mask Vare. Afterwards, find Vare on the ground and speak through all of his dialogue to complete his quest and get the Vare's Bouquet weapon. At this point, you can go ahead and challenge Mog, Lord of Blood, as defeating him will no longer lock you out from any of the game's content. However, he's quite difficult and you may want to return to fight him later on. The only important advice I have is this: mix the Purifying Crystal Tear into your Wondrous Physic Flask. It was obtained from Violet Bloodyfinger Eleonora in Part 4 of this guide series. Using the flask with that tear will protect you from a majority of the damage that Mog's curse ability would otherwise deal. With that taken care of, let's go get another legendary armament. Travel east from the inner consecrated snowfield along the frozen river to the Cave of the Forlorn dungeon. You'll need 2 stone sword keys to dispel the fog blocking the entrance. This dungeon is not too complicated, but the path to the boss is fairly well hidden. Start by heading through the right passage, then make your way deeper in. You'll eventually come across a couple of small glaciers on your left. The trick is to head around the back of the smaller glacier, climb up onto it, then leap over to the other. There is a hole that leads further into the dungeon. From there, run past the angry jellyfish and safely descend down a second hole deeper into the ice. Then it's just a short walk to the boss room. Inside, you'll face the Misbegotten Crusader, which is fairly easy compared to other bosses in this area. When defeated, this boss will drop the Golden Order Greatsword, which is the second to last of the legendary armaments. Return to the inner consecrated snowfield, then travel up north to Ordina, Liturgical Town. Before solving the puzzle here, I wanted to go get a second Somber Ancient Dragon Smithing Stone so I could upgrade both of my Stormhawk axes to +10. To that end, travel to the far northwest corner of this area, where the Apostate Derelict Church is located. It's guarded by a walking mausoleum that launches magic explosive projectiles when approached. Do your best to dodge the explosions and take the mausoleum down like you would with any other, then head into the church. You'll find 2 things. The first is a silver mirror shield, and then there's the giant sleeping Albinaric. As you approach, you should get the option to summon Latenna. Do so and she will share some dialogue with her larger sister. Afterwards, speak with Latenna to get the Somber Ancient Dragon Smithing Stone. That's the end of Latenna's quest, at least as far as I know. The last thing we'll tackle is the Everjail puzzle at Ordina. From the site of Grace, head north into the town proper and loop counterclockwise around the main structure at the back of the town to find a plaque that you'll need to read, and an Everjail nearby.